Jay here, Stretford, Paddock. That's Joe Smith. This is Paddock Live, which means you lot need to get involved in the chat in the comments. Going to be talking about all the latest Manchester United news.
Yeah.
And Joe, thank heavens above, Ruben Amorim has given an interview, a new interview, because I'm not going to lie to you, this international break has been a tough one to get through, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We've done our best. We've covered every base we can.
We've brought in the big boys.
We've brought in the big boys, but there's been times when I'm like, oh, come on,
there's not
just
been a
give
lot
me
of meat on the
something.
bones, you're saying.
Give me something. How have you coped?
Yeah,
We're almost there.
Yeah, there's been some excellent international football, some of which we'll be getting onto later because there's a lot of Man United representation in the old Scotland-Denmark game. We can reference that. Ireland obviously doing some fun stuff as well. So there's been some good things to watch.
Yeah.
I think the story of Curacao as well has been rather exciting.
Yep.
Over there in the Caribbean. And also...
That's got a United angle.
Also got United angle.
Steve McLaren.
Steve McLaren, of course, the Jamaican manager.
Who decided after a demoralising draw and you're heading into the playoff, the best thing to do is quit immediately.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been fun. But it's not United levels of fun, is it? Let's be honest. So that's very exciting to come back the weekend, or Monday. But there's actually some good stuff to talk about in this interview, which is very exciting.
Yeah, me and you were watching it earlier, weren't we? It was rather good.
Yeah.
Right, so make sure you get involved in the chat and the comments. Good to see some of the usual suspects in already. BMW Racing 1974, Phil Name Huggy, Sucker the Devil, Mick Holohan. Thank you. Hit that like button, people. Right, let's kick off.
Yeah, let's get started. What we got? Age is but a number.
Yeah, I'm feeling this. I love it.
Is it a Kobbie reference?
It's a Kobbie reference, isn't it?
Yeah,
they've stuck with it, right? Because they're just obsessive, aren't they?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And they find it mildly amusing. They've stuck with it for now 2.5 years, I think it is.
About 2.5 years worth, yeah.
And it's never going away.
We're coming up to 2 years on it.
Yeah, well, it was 2 years. Was it November 2023?
That's when he came in.
Yeah, when he made his debut.
When did the pun begin? I'm not 100% sure.
And it was corn on the Kobbie, butter him up, was the pun that kick-started all this. So any reference to Kobbie Mainoo on this channel now, well, on this podcast, will have some form of butter analogy.
Oh, there he is, look, bottom right.
Oh,
spotted
little Kobbie.
Very good. Let's read this then. Ruben Amorim on United's academy and the pressure of the Premier League. That sounds like a sort of David Walliams' kids' book, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah, rambling sort of and...
Gangster granny.
Yeah, very much so. On the importance of the academy, the future of our club is going to be the academy. If you look at the past, the biggest years with the most success were with academy players. What he demands from young players who want to break through, the first thing is that it's an honour to play for Manchester United. Sometimes some kids take that for granted, and that's the first thing. Then physicality. You cannot run away from that in the Premier League nowadays, and the talent and working hard. It's interesting that he mentions about players that sort of think that, you know, or that they take for granted the idea of playing for Man United. And I can see why. If you're an 8-year-old in the academy at United, you go all the way through, get to under 16s, get to under 18s, play for the first team, there would be an element of, well, this is what you do. This is what I've always done. I just play for the next age group and I'm up and I'm up and I'm up. But then there is an extra level of most players who ever play football won't play in an academy. Most players won't get it out of under 8s, out of under 9s, you know, and you get to the point where even to just be in the under 18s, you are the 1% of 1%ers. Then to get the jump from that to even making a debut, let alone playing, let's say, 25 games for the first team, is the tiniest fraction of all people that play football.
It was 0.12 on it. Do you remember when Rashford and Jesse did those Instagram posts?
Right.
0.12%. Do you remember?
Of?
They just both posted at the same time 0.12%. Apparently, there's a reference to how many players actually make it.
Okay.
That was what it was about.
So is that? But that has to be.
I don't know what that. Let me find. Sorry, let me.
Because of all players that play football, it's way lower than that. No, that play for Man United.
There was I'm sure it was.
So yeah, let's see what that is. But that's what I'm saying. It's an incressively small percentage.
Get involved in the chat
and I would
in the
assume
comments.
that's even of academy players, isn't it?
Sorry, it was 0.012%.
Yeah.
Message that Jesse Lingard and Marcus Rashford posted on their social media. The post referred to a statistic that only 0.012% of boys in organised youth football in England go on to play a single minute in the Premier League.
There you go.
So it's slightly
and that's 0.012.
But by then, I get the point they were making.
That's amazing. So 1% would be 1 in 100. Yeah. That's 1 in 1,000. 1 in 10,000 ever play even in the Premier League. I think that's right. My maths might be wrong. Let alone those two who played over 100 games each for Man United. So I do get this point of like, you have to know, yes, it's nice to talk about how good you are and, you know, and all that, but understand that the position you're in is one that every one of those other 10,000 people would kill for, and that, you know, doesn't always last forever. Most people that even make their debut for United don't play 100 games. Like, I think he's talking about, obviously there seems to be some people who just think it's their right to play for Manchester United.
I think this feels, for me, like maybe he's talking more like about Garnacho and maybe Rashford, people like that he's already got rid of.
Yeah,
that
maybe.
have come through the academy. Because, like, I know you're not saying this, but remember that most kids who've gone through the academy, who've gone through the, you know, under 8s, under 9s, under whatever, gone through the academy and made it anywhere near the first team, have sacrificed so much and have had such a great attitude to do that.
Yeah.
And I know lads that were mint at football, that were at United, that were at other clubs, were at City, and didn't make it because they had the same outlook on life as I did. They were going out and drinking and doing stuff and smoking weed or whatever when they were 15. They weren't dedicated to it. So most players that, almost any player that gets to that level has sacrificed a lot. I honestly think if I had the talent of some of the players you had in the academy, I still wouldn't have made it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think my mindset would have been different at 14 and 15 when I started drinking and smoking weed and going out. I think I'd have still probably ended up doing it, just being mint at football and not breaking through. So I always respect anyone that can go to that level, because I think when everyone else was going out and doing stuff, they probably weren't. I think Gary Neville talks about it, and he says, like, when his mates were knocking on for him or whatever, he wasn't going out, he wasn't doing those things.
He said he didn't really have any mates.
At 15, 16, at the time when you're sort of itching to start going out and drinking and doing whatever, they weren't doing it. So I do respect him, and I do also, two things can be true, I do think he's right, because we have seen it with players where we don't question their talent, we question their mindset.
Yeah.
And I think the players that he's moved on in the summer are a prime example of that, and it's a shame, but that's the way it is. So we watched that interview, didn't we, and what did you make of it in general?
No, I liked it. I liked that people can talk to him and about him in a more positive sense. He's talking about, you know, all the difficult times that there have been since he arrived, and how hopefully we've moved away from that now and moved past that, which is great to be able to have that kind of view of things rather than, you know, 2 months ago when we're still very much in that. I also agree completely with what he said. Like, I get all, you know, everything we've just said sort of being in mind still. I still think that, you know, the very sort of fundamental base level requirement of playing for Manchester United is wanting to be there and being desperate to be there. Like, because there will be someone else who is. And you need a team full of players who want to do the right thing every single time, are there for the club and for the team, and not just for themselves or as a stepping stone or whatever. If you want to win big trophies, you look through all the players and teams that we had, they all had that. You know, and anyone who didn't last very long, or anyone who didn't, you know, it would become pretty evident and they'd go. And, you know, I think that's just the minimum you should expect from anyone. I know it's hard when people are young, and obviously you're talking 16, 17, 18-year-olds here, but like you said, Gary Neville didn't let that get in his way.
No.
And if you want to be the top-level people and top-level sportsmen, then you can't. And it might be a bit difficult. It is difficult, like you said. It is difficult to give up those things and not have the teenage years and young 20s that your mates have had. But then, you know, we're talking about the top, you know, echelons of world sport here.
I noticed it when I was watching the David Beckham documentary. You know, I think was it on Netflix or Amazon? I forget.
Yeah, I can't remember.
One of the two.
Yeah.
And it showed a lot of home videos from his childhood. And he was obviously unreal.
Yeah.
But just the amount of drills he was doing, the way his dad was with him. You know, my two youngest go to football, and obviously they're nowhere near as good as David Beckham. That's not a slight on them, who is. But I can't imagine being that way with my kids, the way his dad was with him. And then the way Beckham responded to it was just like constantly just training and practicing corner after corner after corner. And his dad being such a taskmaster and had this amazing record, and yet he was still on him. And you think, you've got to have that drive and determination and that mindset that's just, maybe, I don't know, maybe it's just something that you're sort of born with or whatever. But I just haven't got it. And I think that fair play to the ones that do have it, and the ones that don't make it. And we've seen that. No matter how talented many of them are, that's not going to be enough, as you've mentioned.
Yeah.
Good to see so many people getting involved in this discussion. Akash K says you can do everything right and live your life the right way, but still don't make it. Small margins, that's very true. We've seen some players who, many good players United have had in that academy, or you've looked at and watched them in the academy. You go back to that sort of the Jesse Lingard, Paul Pogba team, where you had the Keane brothers, and I know they went on to both have decent careers, especially Michael, who went to play. I think he played for England, didn't he? But Will just had bad injuries. Ryan Tunnicliffe just physically, I also love watching him for the academy. I think he had a decent career, played for Fulham, one or two other clubs, but physically probably wasn't at the top level where you need to be to play in the Premier League consistently. So you had players that just did everything right, but like Akashi's saying, those small margins sometimes just hold you back a little bit. Yeah. Amir Vich says, Rashford has a mindset problem. Come off it, he has 100 United goals. Why do you think Marcus Rashford isn't playing for United right now? Do you think it's his ability? I don't. I think he's as good as almost any player on the planet on his day. I think he's obviously a mindset problem because him and the manager didn't get on. He got dropped from the Derby squad. Why was that? Because of his ability? No. Because he hadn't been applying himself in training. Was on the bench for one game and then missed 7 games where he wasn't even in the squad. Yeah. Like, that to me, maybe not over his entire career, obviously, because we've seen Marcus do a lot for Manchester United. But I think certainly towards the end, when him and Amorim weren't getting on, I think it was definitely a mindset problem because he wasn't doing what Amorim wanted him to do. And we heard how he was going out and went out before the Everton game. I know he scored 2 goals, but was still going out. Yeah. And the manager weren't having it. So if you don't think it's a mindset problem, then what is it?
The other thing to remember with that is there's very varying degrees of mindset problem.
Yeah.
You know, one is you don't do what you're saying in training. You're clearly distracted. You're not getting involved in the team stuff the way that you should be. You know, you're going out drinking more than you should be.
Yeah.
There's also you're an absolute dickhead to everyone that you meet. You're getting bladdered. You're turning up, you know, coked up to training. He's not this end of the spectrum. Well, we don't know, but you can just be slightly off. Or you know, moderately off in terms of your mindset, and that's enough. We're not saying that Rashford's the worst person in the world by saying seemed to be a mindset problem. He was just not right for Amorim.
No,
you know, and obviously
he's obviously doing it at Barcelona now. And has he suddenly developed physically at Barcelona? No, it's just for whatever reason he's more on it there. He's enjoying it more. The sort of cloud seems to have been lifted for him, and he's obviously doing what Nagelsmann is asking. Is it Nagelsmann? Not Nagelsmann. Hansi Flick. Sorry, Hansi Flick. He's asking him to do.
Yeah,
like. That wasn't happening at Manchester United because if it was, there's no way on God's earth Marcus Rashford gets sent on loan to Aston Villa halfway through a season where we finished 15th. Do me a favour. Right, any more? Should we move on?
Well, we've got a little bit on Torpy as well, who's the new academy director, Stephen Torpy. Sort of following on from this, he was talking on the Inside Carrington podcast, and he said, you know, we don't want it to be a token gesture that we have players in our first team because we want to keep the tradition going. This is obviously talking about having an academy player in each matchday squad. We want to have players that are ready, that can make an impact, that can make our first team better, and most importantly, our fans can be proud of. So they're talking about he wants to innovate the facilities first and foremost. We've got to understand what it is that we want to do in the future, why we want to do it. Scroll down, please. There's a camera in the way. Thank you. We've got some fantastic staff. We've got to make sure that they are not operating with their hands tied behind their back in the modern development landscape. How do you operate in the modern development landscape? Hands tied behind back?
Swimmingly.
Do you?
Yeah, I'm really good in the modern development landscape. I love a bit of that.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Steve's old job?
Modern development landscape.
Or was it quantity surveying?
Yeah.
That was it, wasn't it?
I think it's the same thing.
Spreadsheets and that and a camera.
Modern development landscape is the same, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, look, he's saying the right things. He'll say the right things when he come in, don't he? I mean, I get where he's coming from. There is this sort of ongoing discussion, and we had it with Mark Critchley the other day when he was on the channel from The Athletic. We had it with Laurie Whitwell from The Athletic when he was on, about this record since 1937. And is it going to get broken? Are we in a new era at Manchester United where for the first time since 1937 we haven't naturally got someone in the first team or even in and around the first team, we haven't got too many who are there on merit. Like we've got Kobbie Mainoo. And that's it. Yeah. Like literally. When Kobbie Mainoo was injured the other day, Jack Fletcher came in. Now Jack Fletcher's a very tight young lad, but is he first team ready right now? No. So it's a weird sort of time at Manchester United. We've never had this before, and I think it's going to be intriguing to see how this all pans out. Yeah. Torpy's obviously saying it's got to be meritocracy. The manager's mentioned it. We know the manager knows about this record and doesn't want to break it, but there's sort of the flip side to that is you don't want a record just to be kept going for the sake of it. So it does feel like it's become a hot topic. We'll have to wait and see what Torpy does. Was it Nick Cox he took over from, who apparently was just amazing, laid the foundations for some of the success, or a lot of the success we've seen over the last few years with the academy, where we've won the FA Youth Cup, where we've broken records at under-18s levels, and you've got to remember how many good under-18s teams we've had at Manchester United, and the recent crop, I think, was it last year's one, were the record breakers. So Nick Cox did an amazing job. Torpy's come in. Big shoes to fill and all that jazz. Hopefully he'll do it, and hopefully we can see these youngsters that we've got. Because let's not forget, United have got a very good set of 17, 18, 19-year-olds at the minute. You know, Shea Lacey and Godwill Kukonki, I think, who we're going to get to in a bit. You look at Jim Thwaites, you look at Bendito Montalto. There's lots of players there that people are looking at and going, there's something about them. So hopefully we'll see some of them in the first team sooner rather than later.
Hey, Jay.
Go on.
I like your jumper. Where'd you get that from?
I got this jumper from Stretford Paddock merch. There's a link in the chat, I think, there. It's a pinned link. Also, you can see our funky little graphic. And little birdie tells me Christmas isn't far away, right? Yeah.
How did you get that info out of him?
I know a guy
Really?
who knows a guy,
Who's leaking Christmas dates?
Leaking Christmas dates, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Are they going with the 25th again?
Yeah, they are going with the 25th there. It's a bit of an exclusive for you. So if you order it now, you can get it in time for Christmas. Nice little Christmas present for someone or yourself. Treat yourself. You deserve it. So yeah, go and check us out. Check out the link in the description or in the chat.
StretfordPaddock.store.
Store.
Easy to remember, isn't it?
Easy to remember it, really.
What we got next? Sent a clause in time for Christmas.
That's very good.
That's one of the best we've ever had. Yeah. That's one of the best we've ever had.
Who came up with that one?
Fantastic.
It was a bit of a joint effort.
Do you know what I hate when you do
It was a joint
this?
effort.
I hate when you start spreading the love.
Who are we going to give the Oscar to?
Like,
there is no joint effort.
Who came up with it?
It's Ben.
It's Ben. Sent a clause. It's fantastic.
Ben,
that is fantastic.
Take a bow, son. Come on, take the credit.
And also, because do you know why it's so good?
Speech.
Because Santa Claus obviously rhymes with Santa Claus, but and this is where we so often fail. The sentence as a whole, it still works. Santa Claus in time for Christmas is perfect, and Santa Claus in time for Christmas because it's the January transfer window. Fantastic. Now, technically, the clause isn't active until 6 days after Christmas, but as I always say, the 12 days of Christmas go from the 25th of December to the 6th of January, so this is active during the Christmas period. Brilliant
Everyone's
stuff.
giving it, right? 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Everyone's loving it. Rob Clark's giving it 15 out of 10.
15 out of 10
Beautiful
for that.
work, Ben. Maurice Marshall, Chris Griffiths,
really
Phil Huggy, Ross Murphy. Like, universal acclaim. I don't often say this, but we have got universal acclaim for that
really
pun.
good.
It just worked. Did you nick it off someone?
Did you nick
come
it
up with it yourself?
No. If you think that's good, you're going to absolutely hate
If you like this, you'll hate what
I thought he was going to say, if you leak, that's good. Wait until the next one's even better.
It's brilliant. It's just brilliant.
It's your finest work ever.
Yeah, let's read this thing. I'm almost excited to read it just to be in it for a bit longer. Bournemouth's Antoine Semenyo has a £65 million release clause with January transfer possible. Bournemouth reluctantly accept that they may be powerless to prevent Antoine Semenyo from leaving the club as soon as January, even though their desire to retain him until the end of the season. Their desire is to retain him to the end of the season. Suitors were told during the previous market that the fee required to secure Semenyo was around £70 million, whereas the sale price for the winter is now formally set at £65 million. It must be activated by a specific date, which would give Bournemouth a couple of weeks to replace their best player and is available to any team. The Ghana international has recently been linked to Liverpool, Manchester City and Spurs, from David Ornstein of The Athletic. What do you make of this?
I mean, look, he's a very talented player. Whenever I've seen him, been impressed. I like that kind of player as well. Wants the ball all the time, wants to take people on, creates things. He's strong as well. He's not someone who's obviously very skillful, but he don't get bullied. He's not soft. Just got a lot about him.
Hard worker as well.
Yeah, everything you could want from an attacker. Yeah, he's got it. The question is, can you throw him into this squad or this team, and does he fit? And is there enough games and matches to go around for everyone? Yeah, because he's in that position where we have quite a few players in that area, and it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if you're going to go out and spend 65 million quid, which is probably about right in it for him. 65 million quid is fair. That's like about right in this day and age. It's like Mateus Cunha, Brian Mbumo money in it. And it's all around that area. Yeah. I think you could argue, maybe it should be a bit, what then? What, 55, 60?
Yeah, I would put
Do you know what I mean?
Personally,
Bournemouth might say, we want 70 for him, but it's not ridiculous, is it now?
No, it's not ridiculous. It's not ridiculous for you. I think it's a very smart bit of work from Bournemouth, this. So I think even like the way reluctantly accept that they may be powerless, right? They put this clause in this summer. Yeah. So there is no maybe powerless, reluctantly accept. They did this. He signed a new contract this summer that had this clause in. So it's very much Bournemouth. No, I know they had to do this kind of to keep him for another year or 6 months, whatever. But they did put this in for him. The second thing is They wanted 70 million in the summer, and then 8 weeks later, they'll take 65. That's basically the same as they wanted in the summer.
Yeah.
So they haven't really changed their stance in the summer. However, now, what's it called? There's a phrase for this, like the scarcity principle, or I think it's something like that. But basically, the idea is that if I say to you, mate, do you want this phone? I'll give it for 200 quid. You'll go, no. If I say to you, this is the best phone I've ever had, I won't sell it to anyone, you'll start going, what will you take for it?
Yeah.
This is like they've gone, it's so annoying, we have to sell him for 65 million.
Yeah.
You only wanted 70 fucking 2 months ago. So you bet it's Bournemouth are getting what they want here, but they're framing it in a sort of double negative way where it's like, so annoying we're going to lose our best player for what we wanted for him in the summer. I think this suits everyone.
Yeah.
And personally, I actually think we got Brian Mbeumo for about that money.
Yeah.
I think he's just a notch below Mbeumo in terms
I
of
don't disagree
just
with that.
raw efficiency. I think he's a good player, but I think this is a good fee for him. People are talking about it like it's a snip, even though in the summer people weren't saying the same about 70 million.
No.
Bournemouth get what they want. He gets the big move he wants. This is beautiful marketing from Bournemouth, and I think they've handled this situation perfectly. I think this suits everyone. He'll go somewhere big, and Bournemouth essentially get the fee they always wanted for him.
He is on fire this season as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
I think he's at 9 goal involvements in 11 games or whatever.
He started really well, but
Yeah.
a lot, and he started. I think was it a hat trick in one of the other games, or a couple of 2 goal
2 goals
games.
at Anfield, one after he
Yeah.
suffered racial abuse as well. You can't just ignore that.
Yeah, he's been absolutely on fire at the start of the season.
Do you know what the annoying thing is as well?
Go on.
We know if he goes to the Scousers or City, he'll smash it.
Yeah.
He will. And people will go, we should have got him.
should have got him.
But you've got to remember that it's the one position we're actually all right in.
Yeah.
And it's like, even, I said this the other day, if you got Semenyo, you're not going to go, why the hell have you got him? This is a disaster. I can't believe you bought him.
Yeah.
'Cause he's a good player.
Yeah,
I just don't know whether that's going to work. Maybe in the summer, if we get into the Champions League, maybe you look at it and go, actually, we could do this. Because you remember a few years ago when City had like 5 players for 3 positions,
Yeah.
and it worked really well for them. And they had like the Riyad Mahrez's and the Phil Fodens and the
Sterling,
Gabriel Jesus's and all that. Just, you know what I mean? It was all like, because he had so many games, like 60 games a season or whatever, and it was like, it worked. Maybe there's an opportunity there, but we'll have to wait and see. I think the priority for United, as everyone has discussed and as all you lot know, and I'm telling you things you already know, is midfield. Whether we're going to go for more in attack as well remains to be seen, but I don't think anyone's going to moan about bringing in a player of that quality. Let me know what you think. Get involved in the chat in the comments. Give us your thoughts on it.
One other thing worth mentioning quickly is that the reports were that this goes down even lower in the summer.
Yeah.
So it's going to be even less than 65 million if everyone can sort of hold out until then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Steve M's suggesting is a sort of crazy thought. Semenyo and Cunha on the left and Mbeumo and Ahmad on the right. Semenyo as left wing back.
I'd like that.
Turbo.
I'd like him
Just
as left wing
full
back.
on blitzkrieg.
Yeah, I like him as a left wing back. I think he'd be good. I think he's got the physicality for it. It's just whether you can get him to want to do that. Because if you get the option of, replacing Mo Salah at Liverpool or playing left wing back for Man United, he might not love the second
if he
one of those.
doesn't prefer playing left wing back for Man United over got to play for Liverpool, he's a dickhead and we didn't want him anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He wants to go and play for Liverpool.
Shite.
Right, go on, give us the next one.
What we got next? He used to play for United. Score, Dan.
It works better
Written, yeah.
as it does said.
See, this is good in the newspaper.
Yeah.
Not so good on YouTube.
Yeah.
But to get that in there, I'm going to give you a 7.8 out of 10 just for trying to get that in. Do you know what I mean? To get the Scotland-Denmark sort of thing up there. What's it called? The little scoreboard.
Yeah.
I'll give you some marks.
This
just for
very
attempting
much
that.
feels like it's a newspaper like headline and sort of stand first, where it's like, used to play for United, scored, and like that could be a headline, and then this United past and present impressing Scotland versus Denmark. It does feel
It's very well put together.
Yeah,
it's not as emphatically a success as the last one, but this is. I always used to watch. I've mentioned this to you before, Jay.
Yeah.
I always used to watch the Olympics, the diving. Yeah. You've got the Chinese team. Okay.
The hours must have flown by in your house.
Oh, sorry, elite level sport. Yeah, you must hate that. The Chinese team, immaculate efficiency, right? They would go for a medium difficulty, but they're performing at 100%.
Right.
Now the Mexican team
Right.
They're going for your 4.5 difficulties off the charts.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't land. There was a bit of splash when they went in the water.
Yeah.
But they're still getting good marks because the difficulty was so high.
Right.
I would give this difficulty very, very high.
Did you lose points for splash?
Big time.
Really?
Yeah. The execution wasn't quite there. But in terms of difficulty, I'm giving you high marks. So I'll give this a 7.8 out of 10. Yeah.
How in the hell?
It's your Orgill classic as well.
Is that from Orgill?
Social media guru.
Well, this is
well done.
inspired. Have you ever seen the walk den meme?
Yes.
That was kind of, where we were going.
So we came from there.
No,
Nice.
it is very good. How are you meant to get in the water without splashing?
Honestly, watch him. They
Really?
go in. Yeah, they go in like you've just dropped a needle in a bathtub.
That's fucking
No
mental.
splosh.
Honestly.
Mega splash.
It was all happening this game, wasn't it?
Fantastic
And it was
game.
all about Manchester United Football Club.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of text here. This is that, again, speaking of memes, I'm not going to read all that.
No.
But what I will say is, Dorgu scored, Højlund scored a penalty, McTominay scored a bicycle kick, and it was a fantastic game of football. I'm sure it all says all of that there. Scotland, obviously, going through to the World Cup.
There's quite a lot here.
There's so much there.
Like, did you not think we don't need all this?
It's a 90-minute game.
No, but we don't need, like...
It's a match report.
The Napoli duo have been in impressive goal-scoring form since departing United, with that continuing on international duty. Like, you don't need all this.
Yeah. What's that meme?
We're quoting the ball. Sorry. Yeah, you. Sorry. Forgive me. I forget this is officially Daily Mail TV. We have to give the full quote from the newspaper. Good point.
That meme where someone sends a big load of text and then someone replies saying, "I'm not going to read all that, but I'm happy for you though," or "Sorry that."
Yeah.
Like that's me reading this. It was a fantastic game of football last night. Højlund I thought looked good, dangerous, if not slightly lacking a little bit of that sort of sharp sort of blade to the end of his finishing. Dorgu was excellent, I thought, all game. Up and down really well. He took his goal well, just a nice sort of stabbed finish into the near corner. And McTominay's goal was obviously fantastic, and he had an extra bit of quality compared to a lot of the Scotland players, I thought, when he got on the ball. But yeah, I'm glad to see Scotland through into the World Cup, and it's a shame for Dorgu, and obviously I know Ericsson doesn't play for him anymore, but we've got some fond memories of Danish players as well at United. So yeah, good game. Did you watch it?
No, I've seen the goals.
For fuck's sake. Why don't you watch it?
Because. What?
Just start reading instead. You don't even know what happened.
United have been issued with a stark reminder of what could have been at Old Trafford with Højlund and McTominay on target in Scotland's thrilling win over Denmark last night. The latter scored a stunning overhead kick to put Scotland in front, but it was Højlund that was cancelled it out from the penalty spot. Patrick Dorgu was also on target to put Denmark on the brink of qualification for the World Cup. However, late goals from Tierney and McLean mean Scotland have sealed a guaranteed spot at next summer's tournament. The Napoli duo have been impressive goal-scoring form since departing United, with that continuing on international duty. In the last 2 weeks, Højlund scored 3 goals while McTominay grabbed 1 assist. Fantastic. I was busy watching Belgium versus Liechtenstein because my missus wanted to watch that, and then I'm a celeb.
How was Senna Lommans in the Belgian game?
Yeah, he did very well. I mean,
Did he have a shot to save?
It was all one-way traffic.
Yeah.
It was one of those games where you feel like people are getting embarrassed at how easy it is.
Yeah.
And like, tell you who does my head in.
Go on.
Doku.
Yeah.
I know it was crap opposition, but you saw him the other week for City. He's looking like that guy at a minute.
Yeah.
And so is Haaland. And I just see them doing that thing, City, and winning another title, and it just annoying me.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no happy ending to this season anyway, and whoever wins it's going to annoy us because it ain't going to be United, unfortunately.
I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, sure. Seems unlikely. We'll go next.
Do you know what? I always think you can never have enough black lace in your life. I don't mind this.
Is Black Lace the people that wrote this song?
Come on, let's do it. I know they did
join
it.
the Congo.
Yeah, I think they did it out, and they obviously did Agadoo, the old Anderson chant.
Did they only do sort of dance alongable?
Yeah, Superman. Remember that one? I'm sure that was
songs
Black
that
Lace.
had full body dance.
Do you remember
routines.
Superman?
Superman.
Like comb your hair,
Yeah.
brush your teeth. Yeah, because when I was a kid,
That was a real genre of music, wasn't it?
You'd go to discos or whatever.
Like
I
the
know-
Cha-Cha Slide.
Yeah, and then they'd be doing like Superman.
And what was the one on the
comedy.
floor?
Oh, that was Oops Up, Side Your Hair. They said Oops
Yes,
Up,
and
Side Your Hair.
you literally sat in a big train
Yeah.
on the floor with a load of like jelly on your
Usually
shirt.
with a tie around your head,
Yeah.
it's a wedding and all that.
Those sorts of songs don't come out anymore.
No.
Do you know where the whole song is a dance routine?
Social media killed it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
What's the
People
other
aren't
one?
willing to do that anymore.
What's that one?
The
Macarena, that's another one.
Yeah.
When's the last big Macarena piece
Do you remember what was the other
or
one?
a conga.
Is that the chicken thing?
Yeah.
What the fuck were we doing
What
with
were
our
we
lives
doing?
in the 80s
This
and
is
90s?
this is because Instagram wasn't around yet.
I'm glad that
Back when
stopped,
life
to be
was
honest.
fun. Back when you had a library card. Ugh, gross. Although actually libraries are one of the most important things in the world, so don't get rid of them. Anyway, let's read this. Godwill Kukonki has been offered the chance to represent DR Congo, or as I like to call them, Dr. Congo.
Chris. That's very good.
Sorry, God. Sorry, do you represent Dr. Congo?
Oh, it's a Congo.
Yes, I do actually, and I'll be administering the suppositories today. Right, let's do this. Sorry, what was the comment you were about to read there?
Chris Peck put, what are you both on about?
Yeah, fair point. We didn't do enough of the background for you to fully
If
get
you
that.
don't have any reference there,
yeah.
you just watched two middle-aged men losing their minds
If you went
on a
in
live
working
stream.
men's clubs in Langold in the early 2000s, you don't know what we're talking about. But we were.
I'm sorry, Chris. It's just what went.
Yeah,
what
let's
went
do it. Right, Kukonki, should he accept, would represent DR Congo or the Democratic Republic of Congo,
sorry, go on.
to give it its full title, at the African Cup of Nations and the 2026 World Cup. He was not included in the England under-17 squad for the under-17s World Cup. The United youth centre-back would be joining former Reds Axel Tuanzebe and Aaron Wan-Bissaka in the DR Congo back line. Kukonki has previously represented England's under-17s on two separate occasions. February 2025 in a I thought he said a 17-3. In a 3-2 win over the Netherlands. In his debut appearance, the date not specified, likely February 2025 doubleheader. England under-17 versus the Netherlands again. Don't know the score to that one either. And it was his second appearance. So that last game, we don't know when it happened or what the
That's
score
an actual
was.
thing. I think it was like a random rematch friendly that no one has a memory of.
So no one's that score doesn't exist anywhere.
Not that I could find.
If someone in the comments can find the score of that second friendly against the Netherlands in likely February 2025, please do let us know.
Surely it's got to be on the records.
No, didn't know that.
No.
We just sort of,
What?
it's neither hide nor hair of it.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's insane. And it's only this year as well.
Dr. Congo at the moment doing some big things, knocking out both Nigeria and who else did they beat in the semi-final? Cameroon in the qualifier or the pre-qualifying qualifiers for the World Cup. So I think they go off and are now in the playoffs.
Right.
So they're not guaranteed qualification for the 2026 World Cup, but fantastic. We were looking as well, and I'm sure a lot of people know this, but we were surprised. There's 110 million people in DR Congo. It's a big, well-populated country, and obviously at the moment they've got a decent crop of players if they're knocking out the likes of Cameroon and Nigeria, who are obviously two of the more sort of established footballing nations in Africa. So I would understand it. What do you make of this?
No, it's good to see lads that we've seen for United doing well and playing in the World Cup. I was disappointed that Cameron got knocked out. Would have liked to have seen Brian Mbeumo go to the World Cup, but obviously it's not meant to be. And I think he's 26. Hopefully he'll be there in the next one that comes around. The Nigeria game as well, from their point of view, was a shocker, wasn't it? Because everyone thought Nigeria, the amount of players they've got that play in Europe and are playing at the top level, they thought they'd be okay. But I don't blame some of these players. Like, people have questioned it in the past, like, oh, why are they playing in Congo when they're born and bred in England? But obviously you've got heritage there. And if you're someone like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I thought should have had an England cap a little while ago. And it was like Reece James was in front of him, Kyle Walker was in front of him. There was a time when, who else was it? Kieran Trippier was playing at the right back, Alexander Arnold, obviously. And you look at someone like Alexander Arnold, who's young, he's not going anywhere. I know Reece James had his injuries, but he's not exactly past it. So you're probably thinking, what am I doing here? How long is it going to take? I think, did he get a cap in a friendly? Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
I'm sure I've seen him in an England shirt. Yeah,
I think I might be misremembering, but I don't blame him if he sort of choose to do other things or go elsewhere. Sorry. Same with Axel Tuanzebe. And more power to them, man. They're playing at a good level. They're doing well, smashing it. Obviously getting a lot of love from a proud nation as well. So well done to him.
Just on a sort of wider perspective, know some people who aren't a fan of managers who aren't from the country they managing the national team, because some people have that perspective of it's what you can produce in your country and that's it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just do you have any issue, or if it was up to you, people playing for countries they weren't born in? Do you think that there's any sort of issue with that at all, or do you think it's just fine?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not at all. Like, this isn't anything new.
No.
Hasn't this happened, like, throughout history with lots, like, wasn't like Eusebio born in Mozambique or something, or like wasn't Zidane born in Algeria? Or am I just making that up? Like, haven't there been players like?
I think Eusebio for sure. Yeah,
yeah,
people
like I might be
him as
wrong
the first
about,
African player to win the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
even though he's
like
Portuguese.
I might be wrong about Zidane, but I know he had Algerian heritage. I don't know if he was born there, but like, this isn't anything new, and I think it's up to the player, innit? If they don't want to play for the country, they don't feel they're going to get a chance to play for the country. And listen, some players do it the other way around. Obviously, Grealish was going to play for Ireland, and so was Declan Rice. I think they played for him at under-18s level, and then when they realised they could get an England team, switched, which, again, I understand it because they're both English. They've just got Irish heritage. But, no, I don't mind it at all. I think if you're a young player or just a player, you get the opportunity to play for a country you've got some form of affiliation with, if it's where your parents are from or even your grandparents. Obviously, under the rules, you're allowed to do it.
Yeah, it is grandparent, I think, isn't it?
Grandparent, I think it's cut off. I think great-grandparent isn't
But it is
enough.
interesting, though, isn't it, that it's allowed at all? Because you could easily see a world where you just have to be from there.
Steve M says, sorry, Rice played 3 games for the senior team before he switched. Thank you.
Because you could easily see a world where that just wasn't in the rules at all. Because they've arbitrarily, or somewhat arbitrarily, picked grandparent. Because, you know, like if you're from a country, obviously, it would be good in a footballing sense, but you could quite easily have a handful of people that may have never even been to your country before representing you as a sort of international team. I wonder how it's different potentially for people from that country. Or maybe there's just an element of like, this is great, we're getting players who because it's usually, sorry to
No, go on, please do.
Because it usually tends to be, obviously, you're born in a country that maybe is better at football than a country you can elect to play for. That tends to be how it works, doesn't it? And you don't see yourself as having a great chance of playing for the country you were born in. So I just wonder how that is. And obviously with England, we don't typically have it the other way around because England is one of the better countries. So I wonder what it's like to be from a country where a lot of your players weren't born in the country that you were born in, and they're playing for on behalf of your nation. But just interesting bit of quirk of football, isn't it?
Yeah.
And good for him, I would say.
No, it is good for him. I think it's a good advert for that country's football as well. Gets them into the World Cup, and people might start looking at other players from that country and going, I don't know, what else they've got to offer. And look, they're going to the World Cup. They're all buzzing. Well done to the lads. They deserve it. Fair play. Get involved in the chat and the comments. Some people going about this Schmeichel cartwheeling thing. I put a link to an article by Andy Mitten there because it did happen, and Andy Mitten wouldn't have said it did if it didn't.
What's that?
This whole Schmeichel cartwheeling City thing. Some people saying, "Oh, it didn't happen." It did. I know people that are there and saw it, and Andy Mitten's written about it. And I put a link in the chat with an article about it there because I don't know. There's always this debate that seems to go on about did it happen, did it not? And I don't even know why people are debating it because it did. Go on, let's move on.
We got Ratcliffe up the mood. He's lifting up the mood. Thoughts? It's all right.
It's okay. Yeah. I feel like we've gone from excellent to good to
fine.
Yeah.
We're playing a bit safe because of what's coming up in the future, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
I don't like that.
Right, all right.
That scares me, doesn't it? Does it scare you? Let's read this then. Ruben Amorim reveals that Jim Ratcliffe's comments had a huge impact on the Man United team. Jim Ratcliffe made somewhat surprising comments about Ruben Amorim last month, but the manager believes that they have been crucial in his team's upturn in form. Amorim says that the public backing of his boss did not change what he was doing, but did bring some calm to the club and to his players. So Ratcliffe's words were extremely helpful, in quotes. But if you remember when Jim gave that interview, that settled down a lot around the club. The noise around the club changed completely. So that was really important for the team. And if it's really important for the team, it's really important for me. Those words had a huge impact, not the way I do things, but the way people see what we are doing. So it was massive for us. And that is why sometimes it's important, why it's always important to have engaged and active owners. Football clubs aren't just businesses. They're more than that. They are a human being, they're a vehicle for human beings. And that interview, whilst it may have seemed, it could have been a lie, it could have been anything, like he said, he is in the club, in the training ground. He has felt a change after that. That to me is really good, and that's why that sort of thing is so powerful and so important. If you've got an owner that can do that, I think that's a great thing, personally.
No, I do, and it's obviously helped him, hasn't it? And he said that, And we needed a bit of that. I know it's not the be-all and end-all, because I think, had Ruben Amorim carried on losing, had we lost to Sunderland, had we lost at Anfield and lost badly, would we still be in this position now? Or would the manager's position have become untenable? My main worry with Amorim wasn't actually him getting sacked, it was him walking. Yeah. I thought especially after that Grimsby game, he looked like done in. And I just thought, this is an emotional guy. And you interviewed one of his former players, didn't you? Said like he was going to quit ahead of one of the games. He said, if we lose this, I'm going to quit. And the guy believed him. Yeah. And I thought, this is someone who might end up walking. Obviously, I'm glad he didn't. But he's obviously happy with the way Ratcliffe's come out and supported him. Ratcliffe seems very happy with Amorim. Amorim and Wilcox, Amorim mentioned Wilcox in that interview, seems to have a good relationship. We've seen the footage of them at Stockport train station or wherever it was, toy fighting or whatever. Yeah. Like, I know I'm being slightly... Well, yeah. That was kind of what was going on. They get on. Yeah. So I think it's useful that we've got a management team and a hierarchy and a part owner that at least ostensibly seem to all be on the same page. Because we haven't had that over the last few years. You've had managers who just don't seem to have much communication or any understanding with the owners, whether that's a good or a bad thing, because the Glazers don't really know anything about football. You've had CEOs or chief executives or executive vice chairmen, Ed Woodward, who didn't know what he was doing, and the relationship between him and the managers didn't always seem great. You didn't even have a director of football for a long time, and then you had ones where you didn't know whether they were sort of working well with the manager. Now it seems like everyone is working together, and the fact that Ratcliffe came out, backed the manager, and the manager was able to sort of almost take that to the players and say, look, I'm here, I'm getting the backing, let's go for it. I think that's a positive thing.
100%. And also, like you said, you mentioned about, if we'd have kept losing, then how long does that goodwill last? But what he's almost saying there is, it helped them stop losing. Like, not only does it give you more confidence when things are going badly, but in this instance, it seems to have settled people to the point where it actually has helped us stop doing things badly. So there's always another layer to it, and I think, especially in sport and football, I mean any sport, the mental side is so important. Look at a sport like darts. What your opposition doesn't change anything about what you do. There's literally no interference whatsoever, and yet people still make mistakes in big moments without having to be, tackled or, we've lost a header or whatever it is. So the mental side of sport is one of the most important things, and even if you just feel a bit more relaxed and think, actually, I might as well buy into what this manager's doing because he's got another 2 fucking years.
I know.
That might just be enough occasionally for you to go, actually, go on then, I will chase my man, I will do that, I will go for that ball, just a little bit harder. And, is it a coincidence that as soon as that interview happened, we haven't lost since? I don't know. No. Maybe it is a coincidence, but I certainly think it has helped. No. That's all you can ask.
I agree with that. I do. And I think that it just, the word calm, we needed a bit of that. Everyone was getting almost hysterical, and the manager looked done in, and the fans were obviously upset. The media were loving it. Everyone was laying into him, and we just needed a bit of calmness. And now it feels like a completely different club almost from after that Brentford game. The Brentford game was a bad one, wasn't it?
Yeah, really.
Because of the performance and what had gone on. And then you look at that run of games, 3 wins, 2 draws, some decent performances, manager of the month, player of the month. What are we, a few points or 2 points off the top 4 or whatever it is, I can't forget. But we're right in that mix. And now you look at the games we've got coming up. Is it Everton, Wolves, West Ham, Palace? Yeah. I mean, I know Palace away is a tough one. Yeah. But these are winnable games. Yeah. So I just feel like, I don't know how sort of influential that was, but certainly didn't hurt, did it?
100%.
Get involved in the chat and the comments. Let me see what everyone's saying. Chris Griffey says they're all singing from the same hymn sheet, which, by the way, is such a strange phrase. Amorim needs time and a couple of transfer windows, says Abdullah Mumin, I think is it. Sorry if I absolutely butchered that. Chris Griffey says it's the centre effect, and long may it continue, and long may it last.
What's it called?
What? Sorry.
What effect?
The Senna effect. Senna Lomans.
I thought this was like an Ayrton Senna, like some well-known, like the Mandela effect. But he's just talking about Senna Lomans. That's okay. I know what that means. Cool. I thought I was going to learn something about a new effect. Should we move on to our next story? What we got? Oh yeah. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
This is all Orgill again.
Don't immediately get out in front of it.
No,
let it marinate. Let us react to it first. Already he's throwing Orgill under the bus. What do you make of this?
Not a fan.
You've got Lavia in your chainmail, obviously.
Yeah.
He's your Romeo Lavia. And then Jaliet. Jaliet. As in Jason Wilcox.
Yeah.
I get it.
I can only apologise.
I think it's a bit lazy.
It's a bit rough, isn't it?
And it's like, I tell you what will get us out of jail. The graphic.
Yeah.
The graphic nearly put us in jail.
I know.
Where does the neck go from being, is it Winslet?
Don't worry about that.
To
No, it's Claire Danes.
Claire Danes, of course, sorry. Where does it go from being Danes to being Wilcox? Because it's seamless.
There may or may not have been some cleavage at some point.
Right, I'm glad we got rid
I
of
think
that.
I think this is slightly disturbing.
Well done for getting rid of that.
Yeah.
I like the chainmail on Lavia there. That was pretty cool. I'd be up for a bit of chainmail. What about if United did a chainmail third kit?
Yes,
That'd be
I
nice,
think
wouldn't
that'd
it?
be class.
Because you think the wicking potential of a chainmail, it lets it's very breathable. Maybe some issues in terms of weight. Let's read this then. So the reality behind the Romeo Lavia rumours. We say reality, there's just contrasting reports, isn't there? There were reports this week that Chelsea offered Romeo Lavia to Manchester United during their summer talks over the £40 million arrival of Alejandro Garnacho. The version I have heard, and this is according to the Daily Mail, from sources, is that it was actually Jason Wilcox, United's director of football, who previously worked at Manchester City and Southampton, Lavia's two clubs before Chelsea, who had asked about the 21-year-old's availability. Any conversations with United and others at that time we'll have seen a few names brought up by both sides, not just Lavia's. We will need to wait to see what happens in the future windows and whether Chelsea are given a decision to make by a club like United. So it sounds as though, or this report, in contrast I think to the Rob Dawson report, suggests that it was Wilcox who was going, could Lavia be a part of this deal? Does that surprise you? Does that make sense? Do you believe it?
Yeah, the thing with all of this, right? We were linked with him before. Obviously, he got City linked, so it sort of at the time it seemed like far-fetched. And he is a good player, but his injury record is just shocking.
Abysmal.
It is, and I think you've got to just almost ignore all the other noise around it and just go, can you rely on this kid to come in and do a job for Manchester United? He's always injured, and I like him as a player. I think he's a very good player. But you were looking at it the other week, me and you were chatting, weren't you? You're like, you thought he did all right at Southampton. It was a decent season. You can understand why clubs were looking at him. But it's not really been happening for him since then.
No.
And it's like, I think United do have to look at the fitness of players. We do. We have to take that into consideration because we've finally got a situation now with United where injuries aren't as big a deal as they were. And I think a lot of that is
excellent so far
the
this
training and the way Amorim is with him. Apparently, he's one of the best managers for that. I don't know, ask me how he does it, but he just does. But that's not going to solve it if you're bringing in players that are constantly injured. That doesn't mean that all of a sudden they're going to be fine. We haven't got the sort of doctor that other clubs further down the road may have.
Or maybe we have.
Maybe.
Maybe we do.
Yeah. I'm not mentioning any names, Manchester City. But I'm just a bit underwhelmed by this whole thing, and I don't think it's going to happen. What do you make of it?
No, I don't see it happening for the same reasons you said. Let's wait till he's played. But the thing is, if he plays 2 seasons in a row without getting injured, Chelsea won't sell him. So we kind of have to go now. You know, that's the other side of this. Could you get potentially a player that was, I think there was, £100 million was kind of floated at one stage. I know he went for quite a lot less than that in the end. Was it about 65?
Yeah.
But, maybe now is the time to get him if you're ever going to, because his stock's at the lowest it's going to be. But it's a big risk to take and one that I don't think our squad is quite ready for.
Notch got a good one. I don't know if you lot get this. He wants to buy a Romeo.
Basement Jacks.
Put a bit of Basement Jacks on for you.
Love that song.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one, that. Yeah.
Right, what we got next?
Brace yourself.
Cream pied. Like a cartoon jester.
This is proper 4:45 on a Friday afternoon tackling it. Hey. Just about to finish your shift and go out for the weekend. Yeah. Just put cream pie.
It's a little bit high school from us, but
I feel as though, well, actually, yeah, but it is if you look at it that way. But in the traditional sort of clowning sense, the cream pie is nowhere near as common as it used to be. Is that with the advent of the second meaning?
What's the second meaning?
I can't do this.
No, you can.
No, I can't. can't.
What's the second meaning of cream pie?
I couldn't possibly do this.
What? Is it dirt?
Yeah, we'll talk after.
No, why we talk now? We're amongst friends.
Google it.
What's the second meaning of cream pie?
So obviously you've got the shaving foam on the paper plate.
Right.
Clown style.
Yeah, in your face.
Yeah.
Like, nice
Well,
bit of custard.
Google it while I read this.
Google.
Turn your laptop away, Google it. Definition. I'll read this.
I don't need to. We've got...
Just fucking do
Linda
it.
MUFC says, which cream pie are we talking about?
Right, exactly. Jay,
Yeah.
just Google it.
Just Google it. Google cream pie.
Definition, and I'll read this.
Right, go on.
Oh dear. For Karim Adeyemi, the rumour around the last two rounds, in the last two rounds, 3 days. Am I an idiot? The rumour around in the last 2 rounds, 3 days is about Manchester United. I don't know who's written this, but I might be an idiot. How are you getting on?
A cream pie or creme pie is a type of pie filled with a rich custard or pudding that is made of milk, cream, sugar, wheat flour and eggs.
There's
That's the
definition.
only thing
There's definition number 1. Keep
Right.
looking. Fabrizio Romano said, my information is that in this moment, Man United are not negotiating for Karim Adeyemi. So at the moment, nothing really concrete or serious is into it. Man United are looking at that kind of player, a player who can play as a winger, as a number 10, let's say behind the striker, and be electric, be skillful, be talented, being fast. Adeyemi is one of the best in Europe when it's about this. But as of today, if you ask me, are United negotiating with agents of Adeyemi? Are United negotiating with Dortmund for a January transfer? From what I'm told, at this stage of the year, pardon me, United have not started concrete negotiation.
That is absolutely disgusting. I've just asked Grok what it is. Other AIs are available. Absolute filth. I can't believe you put that on my computer.
It was all Harry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my days. I was thinking of a lovely dessert, a lovely bit of food, or maybe a little bit jovial, little joke there with a clown and all that. And now it's been reduced to what can only be described as something absolutely minging.
Are you on the dictionary of the urban type there?
No, it's Grok.
It's Grok. I just said, what is the rude version of cream pie?
Wow.
And it's told me. And I can't repeat it because there may be, children watching. Yeah. Honestly.
Ask it for an example.
And you know what it ends at the end? You know what it says at the end? It's giving me the description. Yeah. It's pure filth. And then at the end it's gone, so yeah, not the bakery kind. Wink face.
Is Grok flirting?
I don't know. And then I've got related sex slang terms.
I think Grok might be flirting with you.
I don't
Let's
think
just keep an eye on Jay's USB-C ports tomorrow, yeah? That's all I'll say. I think that's all from us. That's it. That's our story. Do you like Karim Adeyemi, by the way?
No. No.
Is it because of this?
I mean, I'm never going to be able to look at him the same way again. Through no fault of his own, by the way. It's not the lad's fault.
He didn't do this.
But every time I look at him, I'm going to get the image of what Grok told me, and I'm not going to like it. Also, I mean, no. Everything about this makes zero sense to me. He's not been doing well. He's in a league where we've had players from that league who have smashed it and have come to United and been poor. And he had a barney with his manager.
But Jay's really fast.
So we've done all this before, haven't we? Do you know what I mean?
It's not enough.
So I don't see this happening. I don't like it. It stinks of his agent trying to get a bit of interest. Oh, United are in for him. Oh, you know what I mean? And maybe someone like Spurs will buy him, or Newcastle. But not for me. What do you reckon? Would you have him?
No, I wouldn't. Completely agree. I mean, maybe loan with option, because then you can see him for what he is. And if he somehow works out, then great. But yeah, the idea of buying him or even considering that is mad to me. What are the comments saying? Good luck.
Gary, Akash K says, does Grok give you an image? Laugh out loud. No. Lots of people just saying, laughing at the cream pie reference. Mick Holohan says, he was shy in the Champions League final, I thought, versus Madrid. I don't remember him.
No, I don't remember.
I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that.
I don't remember how he played.
Yeah, I don't. So, yeah, don't think it's going to happen. He could do that thing, though. He could grow his hair if we didn't win for 5 games.
Yeah.
That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would.
Him and Frank. You could see them working together, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As a double act.
A bit of a double act.
Yeah, do you know what I mean?
Although it looks pretty bad when it's one of your own players. To be fair, not cutting my hair till I fucking book my ideas up and win 5 games in a row doesn't quite hit the same, does it?
No, it does.
No.
It is bad, how Frank has become such a huge part of the zeitgeist at the minute.
He is
Amorim's getting asked about him. the BBC, ITV, Sky Sport, everyone, we've had him on here. Like, everyone is chatting about him.
He's the
and then
physical manifestation of Manchester United's
Yeah.
losses at the minute, or non-wins. Yeah.
And like, people are getting a bit aggy with him as well, because it's like, see people blaming him for adding pressure to the team. And I think, come on, let's be real. Like, whether you like what he's doing or not, he ain't. I don't think any of the players are thinking, if I don't score this goal, then Frank's not going to cut his hair. That's putting me off. I don't see that. But like it or love it, or like it or loathe it, everyone's chatting about it.
Yeah.
But hopefully, in 5 games' time, it'll be a thing of the past.
Sorted.
He'll have a Barnet like mine,
Yeah.
because we'll have absolutely smashed all these teams coming up. And you know what, Joe? We're almost there. We're almost back to Premier League football.
Not long now.
The absolute nightmare that has been the international break, from a United point of view, I know like lots of countries have had great results and enjoyed it, is over. And the bad thing is we've got to wait the extra 3 days as well, aren't we? Or, you know what I mean?
We get to sort of scout out the rest of the marketplace. Do you know what I mean? See how Arsenal do in the old North London derby. See how everyone else gets on, and then we can.
Yeah.
We know exactly where we'll be if we win.
Right. What
nice.
have we got on the agenda tomorrow?
All sorts.
Go on.
Off the bar.
Love that.
We've also got the news.
Yes, I'll be here for the news.
Yeah.
You'll be here for Off the Bar.
Yeah.
Is anyone joining us?
Stephen Howson.
Stephen Howson will be here as well, so we get his thoughts on all things Manchester United. Go and check out, there's a link in the chat to merch. We've got loads of merch up there. Don't forget to check that out. There's a little graphic for you. There's a link.
Paddock.store.
Go and check out Sloppy Joe's as well. Doing very funny stuff there.
Cheers.
You had your little trip away, didn't you, as well?
Yeah, we went over to Ireland. That video's not out yet, but it will be soon.
Oh, there you go. So go and check out Sloppy Joe's podcast. That's been Joe Smith. I've been Jay Motti. This has been Paddock Live. Thanks to everyone who got involved in the chat and the comments. See you in the next one.